Sunday school kids. Boy, we sure miss you. Today we're putting together a little video for you that has some worship components and some activities that you can do with your family as we celebrate Holy Week. I have some assistants with me today, and we're making sure we keep our space. So you probably know Emmeline and Elijah, and we have Coulter, and Coulter's mom Marcy, our children's minister, is behind the camera. So we look forward to being with you, and we hope that you all have a blessed Holy Week. The true King. Jesus and his disciples went to Jerusalem for the Passover feast. Jesus told 2 disciples to bring him a donkey. He told them where to find it. Jesus rode the donkey to Jerusalem. A big crowd welcomed him. People waved palm branches and put them on the road in front of Jesus. They shouted, "Hosanna! Hosanna! Blessed is the King of Israel." The leaders in Jerusalem did not like Jesus. They saw how many people were following him, and they were angry about it. They were jealous. So after each story, I'm going to ask you some questions and see if you can answer them about the story. So our first question about the true king is, what animal did Jesus ride on coming into Jerusalem? What was the size of the crowd that welcomed Jesus when he was coming into the city, into Jerusalem? What did the people yell when Jesus was coming into Jerusalem? This should be an easy one. Palm Sunday, you notice that we say the word Hosanna.
Hosanna, Hosanna.
And that word actually means save. And so we might think of, when we hear it, we think of God save us. So we're going to do a prayer together that you can say with us too. And in the prayer, when I say the word Hosanna,
Hosanna,
you're going to repeat Hosanna, just like they have demonstrated for us. So let us pray. Dear Jesus, thank you for loving us. Hosanna.
Hosanna.
Help us to care for other people. Hosanna.
Hosanna.
We love you. Hosanna.
Hosanna.
Amen. Washing the disciples' feet. Jesus and his disciples gathered together for a very special Passover meal. Jesus knew that he would be leaving them soon. After supper, Jesus removed his outer clothing. He wrapped a towel around his waist. Then he filled a bowl with water, and Jesus washed and dried the disciples' feet, one by one. Then it was Peter's turn. He said to Jesus, "Lord, you should never wash my feet." Jesus answered, "I must wash your feet, for you to be part of my kingdom." Then he said to them all, "As I have washed your feet, you must wash each other's feet. By doing this, Jesus showed his friends how to love and serve each other. Jesus told them, "One of you will turn against me tonight." The disciples were shocked. "We would never do that." "Who will turn against you?" John asked. "The one I give a piece of bread to," said Jesus. He handed it to Judas and said, "Do what you must." Judas quickly left. Then Jesus did something else. He picked up a loaf of bread and blessed it, and then he broke it into pieces, and he gave the bread to his disciples to eat. Jesus said, "This is my body. Every time you do this, think of me." In the same way, he took a cup of wine and blessed it. He gave it to the disciples to drink. "This is my blood. It is poured out to forgive the sins of many." The time has come for me to go away. Where I am going, you cannot go yet. I am going to heaven to prepare a wonderful new home for you, but I will return to you soon. At first you will be very sad, but do not be frightened. Soon you will understand, and you will be filled with joy. What did Jesus do to the disciples' feet? What food item did Jesus take and break into many pieces and say, "This is my body given for you"? What did Jesus say the wine was? Here's a bonus question. Where do we have bread and wine in church? What do we call that? Back in Jesus' day, when people would travel, they would travel by foot. And so their feet would get really dirty and icky because there was dirt roads. And so when they'd show up at somebody's house, they'd usually have a servant of the house wash the person's feet as a way to welcome them so that they would feel fresh to be able to be at their house. And so when Jesus washed the disciples' feet, that was pretty special because usually it was just a job that a servant would do. And so Jesus demonstrated to his disciples that he comes to serve them and he comes to serve us. And then after that, he had a very special meal with his disciples, and we call that the Last Supper. So we're going to wash feet, and then you can wash your family's feet. So we'll kind of demonstrate it here for you. And so I'm going to wash their feet first. Yep. Okay, Emily, can you come stand down here?
Oh, it's gonna be so freezing cold.
Put your foot over the bowl. So we'd have to make sure that they got all the dirt and grime off the foot, and then they would dry it for them. Let's try your other foot. And I bet it felt kind of good. Does it feel good? Yeah. It's warm water. Yeah, you might want to use warm water. Yeah. Get all that toe jam out of there, right? Oh, Walter, you got a lot of toe jam. So you can just use any old bowl that you want to. And now, you kids have to wash your parents' Okay, I'm just going to wash my foot. Okay, go ahead. Come on, Emmeline. Come on, hurry up. Wash the foot.
Dry it off.
Okay, wash the other. Okay. You're not. She's not smelling my feet. Okay, can you dry it with the towel?
Dry it off.
Good job. Okay, Elijah gets to do the other one. Okay, get the towel. Get the towel. Dry it off. I serve another person, Jesus.
We remember
We
you.
remember you.
When I eat bread, Jesus.
We remember you.
We love you, Jesus.
We remember you.
Amen.
Amen.
Jesus is arrested and crucified. Judas went to the leaders. He asked, "How much will you pay me if I help you capture Jesus?" They said, 30 pieces of silver. So Judas took the money and made a plan. Jesus had gone to his favorite garden to pray. The disciples went along. Jesus prayed, "Father, if it is your will, I am ready to give my life so that all the people who trust in me will be saved from their sins." Soon Judas arrived with some soldiers. Peter wanted to protect Jesus, but Jesus said, "No, I must allow this to happen." All the disciples ran away, and the soldiers arrested Jesus. They took Jesus to the leaders, and the leaders said, "You say that you are the Son of God? We do not believe you." The soldiers took charge of Jesus. They made him carry a big wooden cross, and they took him to a place called the Skull, Golgotha. They nailed Jesus to the cross. Jesus died on the cross. Everyone who loved Jesus was very sad, but they forgot something important. Jesus said he would see them again soon. How much was Judas paid to help capture Jesus? Where did Jesus go to pray? What was Jesus made to carry that was big and heavy, and then he was nailed to it? On Good Friday, even though we call it Good Friday, it seems like maybe it's not such a good day. But one of the things that we remember on this day is the cross. Because as you know, Jesus was nailed to the cross. So we invite you to make a cross yourself out of whatever you have at home. We used Legos, so I made this one out of Legos. Elijah made one like that out of Legos. Coulter made one out of Legos. And Evelyn made a swimming pool representing the cross. So whatever you have at home, why don't you make a cross and put it up somewhere until Easter, and then remember how special that it really is, because this didn't have the final say. We know that Jesus will raise again. And for our prayer today, after I say Jesus, you guys are going to say, "We thank you." Should we practice it?
Yeah.
Jesus,
We thank you.
all right, let us pray. For dying on the cross for our sins, Jesus.
We
thank you.
For knowing you will come again, Jesus.
We thank you.
For loving us, Jesus.
We thank you.
Amen.
Amen.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed worshiping with us and that you have a great Holy Week. We're going to end today with singing "Jesus Loves Me." So sing with us. Jesus